The Phantom Ranger is one of the most interesting characters in the entire franchise. While most of his past was a mystery for many years, Boom Studios has done a great job of expanding the story of this hero. In Power Rangers universe, we discovered that the Phantom Ranger was the one who discovered the Morphin Grid, in addition to being a participant in the creation of the first group of Rangers and their subsequent conversion into the emissaries. In Edge to Darkness, we discover that this character had a brief friendship with Lady Fienna, the mother of Rita Repulsa. Both tried to prevent young Rita from being captured by her father, Master Fel, as the latter wanted to make her the recipient of Dark Specter. In an attempt to thwart Master Fel's plans, the Phantom Ranger infused Rita with the power of the Morphin Grid, the antithesis of Dark Specter, so that she could never become its vessel. He promised the girl that no matter what happens, he will always protect her. Unfortunately, he was defeated by the villain and left the girl for dead. Even so, Master Fel found a use for his daughter by forcing her to turn it into a villain and place it under the command of Lord Zedd. When the witch was no longer of use to the villain, he locked her in a container and forced her to wander aimlessly in space. Facing Zordon's Rangers, Zedd realized that it required great power to destroy these heroes. So he infused his servants with the energy of chaos to turn them into his Dark Rangers, but they still needed a proper leader. Finster managed to create a copy of Rita using clay, which possessed all the power and ability of the true Space Witch, but without her great ambition and ego. When the Dark Rangers were defeated by the intervention of the new Green Ranger, Revenge, as this copy was called, escaped and was not heard from again, until now. It is already customary that Boom Studios publishes an additional story in their hardcover editions, and in the second volume of Necessary Evil, Rachel Wagner and Giuseppe Cafaro bring us The Girl He Left Behind, where we not only see the return of Revenge, but his encounter with the Phantom Ranger. While flying through space, the Phantom Ranger received a distress call from the planet Turquon 7. He asked the ship's computer to forward the call to the Power Rangers. The artificial intelligence warned him that this would be inefficient, as Turquon 7 was 24 light-years from Earth. With no other choice, the former Morphinaut headed to the planet to find out what was happening. It didn't take long before he discovered that the people of the planet were in a deplorable situation. The Ranger decided to go to the castle that was in that world. Upon arrival, he was greeted by a strange creature, which had a great resemblance to Squat. He apologized for his appearance, and I assure you that, when he was a consultant to the king of that place, his appearance was much more graceful, but the witch who had taken over his kingdom turned him into that. He was quick to blame the invader for the precarious situation of his people. Outraged, the Phantom Ranger asked her to take him to the witch. The alien guided the stranger to the throne room where Rita Repulsa was waiting for him. She had other prisoners whom she turned into copies of Golder, Finster, and Babu. Revenge, who possessed all of the real Rita's memories, told her that, after thousands of years, he had finally come back for her. Phantom asked him if he knows him. The witch was a little annoyed, since it was evident that her old friend did not know who she was. She mentioned that she can't blame him for forgetting her, because she was no longer that poor scared girl he abandoned 10,000 years ago. Hearing this, the Ranger immediately remembered Lady Fienna's daughter that couldn't help but feel bad that she had turned into a monster. Revenge admitted that she missed him, but her father taught her never to say nice things. The being of energy took out his weapon and assured that she was not like that. Master Fel was the one who turned her into this. If she decides to free that planet for good, then the consequences will not be so bad. The witch claimed that he won't stand a chance against her and unfurled a strong blow of magic. Phantom proceeded to use his camouflage and told her that this what she had become was not what her mother would have wished for. The Ranger managed to get close enough and again asked her to surrender, because he doesn't want to kill her. Before he could fire, Rita proceeded to take him down. She took on the appearance she had when she met the Phantom Ranger and tearfully asked him to tell her a story, just like she did 10,000 years ago. Revenge was ready to kill Phantom, but she was stabbed in the back. The witch berated Squat for doing this. The alien, who was recovering his true appearance, reminded him that his name was Barnabas. Some time later, the former Morphinaut interrogated Rita and asked her how she ended up in that world. She told him that when she failed as the Red Dark Ranger, she created a portal to prevent Lord Zedd from finding her, as he would destroy her for her failure. Phantom had already figured out that she was some kind of putty patroller, but she could choose to be something else. The clay being corrected him, for she was something much more complicated than that. Rita Repulsa was a wicked witch due to the fact that the Phantom Ranger failed to protect her. Whereas she had all the talent and experience of the true villain, but without her great pride and ambition. The Ranger questioned him because he was wearing the same clothes as Rita if he is so determined not to be equal to her, and after this, he proceeded to leave. Phantom went to see Barnabas, who had become the new king, to ask what would happen to Revenge. He assured her that they will keep her in custody until a trial is held and a sentence is given. After this, the regent thanked him for his help and assured him that his guards will take care of the witch. As he was preparing to leave, the Phantom Ranger was intercepted by a girl who revealed that their king was not as benevolent as he made out to be, and Barnabas was much worse. Upon hearing this, the Ranger infiltrated the prison again and asked Revenge if that world was in ruins when she arrived. She affirmed it. That's why she decided to stay in that place, since it reminded her of home. With this, the energy being was able to confirm his suspicions. Barnabas had planned everything to keep the throne. He asked for her help to stop him. The copy asked him why he would do that. Her old friend reminded her that she knows what it's like to be a slave, but unlike the people of that world, she had the power to do something. The Ranger revealed that he searched for Rita for many years because he felt that he had failed him. She had a big heart, and this was a good time to prove her right. Together, the Phantom Ranger and Rita attacked the throne room. Seeing that his magic was not enough to defeat the soldiers, Revenge used his skills as a patroller to surprise his attackers. She was excited, as she had never attempted hand-to-hand combat before. Barnabas took up a sword and prepared to slash the witch again. Luckily, he was surprised by the Phantom Ranger, who took him down with a single blow. With this resolved, Revenge decided to see the girl who told Phantom the truth, and they both started cleaning up the place. Rita was happy, because she had discovered that heroism has its advantages. The girl was glad to see that her queen had returned and hopes that she will continue to rule over them. The copy assured that she was not the right person to guide her world until she found out who she is now that she has been freed from Lord Zedd's orders. She told her that if her home ever needs protection, she will return quickly. Rita went to see her old friend who was about to leave and asked him why he wasn't going to say goodbye. The Phantom Ranger told him that long ago he ruined the lives of 6 boys due to his actions, and since then, he swore that he would never directly interfere with other people again. The witch reminded him that his intervention had helped the people of that world and he must not be so hard on himself. Although it was true that, because of him, she feels very lost right now, because she needs to find out who he is. His words echoed in the Ranger's mind, so he decided to go see an old friend to tell him about the events that had happened in that place. On Earth, Alpha and Zordon monitored the advance of the Imperials. Everything seems to indicate that they were attacking the planet Hartunia. The Ancient asked Alpha if she hadn't managed to contact the Omega Rangers yet. The android denied it and commented that he fears that they are in danger. Their conversation was interrupted by the Phantom Ranger, who greeted both of them and told his old friend that they had a lot to talk about.